Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly trade recap video. This week I took two additional trades. So Aussie Swiss and Aussie Yen are the two trades that I entered, and they both are exited. And I also exit my sugar position, so I only have Bitcoin single position left running. So let's take a look into this week and what trades I have taken and how is my entry, management, and exit. So let's get started with Aussie Swiss here. So Aussie Swiss on the higher time frame, we talk about Aussie Swiss for a really long time, waiting for a proper good price action for a potential reversal. We know that we're at this potential double top area and price is moving up very correctly in this ascending channel. You can even see this on the higher time frame, so it gives you a good potential reversal, a good potential confluence. So going down to the lower time frame here, we talk about that when this ascending channel completes, and we have this sharp move to the outside, we're waiting for some sort of continuation, some sort of correction to develop here. We wouldn't know how big or how long, but we want to wait for some sort of structure to develop. That's going to give you a potential short entry and to look to capitalize on it. So as we see here on Aussie Swiss, we broke down to the lows and then we start forming this kind of pullback correction. And I was kind of monitoring to see what the price is doing. We have a tendency of a structure here, at least two swing highs and two swing lows. And then if we dig a little bit deeper, we see that there is a strong push to the upside, but however, we cannot continue. There is no continuation to break up. Instead, we form a reason double top. So a reversal correction here and a first bearish push to the downside, followed by a continuation correction on the lower time frame. So this is where I set my entry order, just below this correction, and I give it a pretty reasonable stop loss. I didn't want the price to kind of tag me out and then start dropping, so I'm happy with a 30 pip stop loss just above this correction, above this reason double top. I like the higher time frame gives me a lot more confluence. We know that with the double top here, with this reason double top, with this breakdown followed by correction, I have a lot of confluence in my favor. So I execute the position with the stop entry order. Price tag me in, push to the downside, and then begin to form this correction. And at this time, I update in the Telegram and mention if once the price break this previous low, I'm going to set it to break even first. And then as it continued to the downside, I set it to 1-to-1, and then was looking to hold the trade, but when I see the price start forming this descending channel, so clearly a reversal structure in the making, and then if we dig even deeper, we see that inverse head and shoulder at the bottom, and price pretty much had this bullish continuation correction to push the upside. And very similarly, like Aussie Yen, which I'm going to go over after, is that I've been seeing price having these kind of pullback, and I didn't want to give back the profit back to the market. So I extend my stop loss to 2-to-1. I didn't want to hold through a deeper pullback. I'm happy to take profit as it is, and if there's better position, better bearish price action, I will still be looking for a sell, and that's always in my plan. So price popped to the upside, pretty much tagged me out for 2-to-1. Very happy with the overall result and the management behind it, because I can see that after this strong bearish push down, and if there's no continuation correction, price is likely to make something deeper and wider. And I didn't want to hold through that pullback, because the deeper and wider it goes, very likely it's just going to continue trending up, eventually tagging out you for break even. And that's just a lot of emotion to go through when you're in profit and then it reverse back into break even. Okay, I've been seeing the market be moving a little bit like this, which is why I am slightly changing kind of my management approach. I'm more on a short-term side to see. I'm happy to take profit, and if I develop more structure, more correction, I would still be looking for the sell. Okay, so that is my position on Aussie Swiss. Enter this week and exit out for a 2% profit. Let's look at Aussie Yen here. Aussie Yen here, this is the third position I've taken on this Aussie Yen kind of move. And remember, the last trade I entered here resulted in the break-even. And then this is also why I decided with that I didn't want to hold through a deeper pullback. It was in profit before. I should have secured 1% at least. And this third position I entered, I knew right away that if price does not respond or does not break out of this overall higher time frame structure, I'm not too interested to hold through a pullback. So the entry, I talked about this last week. We had this kind of rising wedge pattern, so a correction to correct this move. We had a first touchdown, and then there's a potential continuation correction. So again, with the entry order, I just set below this kind of ascending channel structure, and then put the stop loss above the previous high. Price tagged me in, but did not break this previous low yet. So I let the trade run and pull back, form another structure here, and then pushes down from this point forward, breaking this previous low. And then I move my stop loss first to break even, and then price pull back and pushes down. When it trying to push out of this higher time frame structure, then I set my stop loss to 1-to-1. And as you can see, price just doesn't have the momentum to push lower. It had a reversal up and then take me out for 1-to-1. And this is why I changed my approach on Aussie Swiss, and I also changed my approach on sugar, is because I've been seeing this kind of move in the market lately, and we as trader, we need to adjust to what the market is doing. We can't always stick to the same thing if it may or may not be working out. We have to continue evolve as the market evolves. So a trade here originally was looking to hold it in a longer term, but when I see price is making these correctional pullback, I didn't want to hold through another correctional pullback and give back the profit to the market. And this is why I opt with a more aggressive risk management approach, moving the stop loss, capturing the move. I'm happy to even just get 1-to-1 or break even, but the point is I didn't want to tilt through a longer, deeper pullback in this sense. And you can see that it's a little bit erratic price action in the latest kind of time frame. We're still somewhat in this larger structure though, and we're in the bottom of this ascending channel. So still can have some sort of bearish move, but all this erratic price action is making me having second doubts, and I'm just likely to get out of the market and kind of observe for the near future. Okay, so this is Aussie yen with just a 1-to-1 position on this position. So let's look at sugar here. So sugar, I end up exiting the position for 2-to-1 profit, and I'll go over my explanation on this. We know that we've been climbing up since the bottom here. We've been moving up very aggressively, followed by a correction. So this is all good for the price. The only thing what I don't like is I entered this position at the end of December, so I've been holding it for about a month already. You can see that originally it had pretty good price action. We had this push up to the upside and then form a continuation. We push up again and we push up above that previous high. So I was expecting there is correction here, but to push up further. But as the price started falling and deeply going to this deeper consolidation, it's the same approach I have on Aussie Swiss and Aussie yen. I didn't want to hold through a deeper pullback that may or may not happen. But again, if I hold through that, then I'm just going to be either a break even or 1-to-1 profit. I didn't want to again give back all the profit I have made to the market. Okay, and my management ultimately decide on the short term side, because when I see all this correction in the making, saw that there was a sharp push to the upside, but instead of a continuation correction to push further, there was a more of a reversal structure to push down, and then it's forming a right shoulder almost. So a head and shoulder within this channel, and I didn't want to see this to be a continuation for this move to slowly take me out. And that's why I moved my stop loss, which was a 1-to-1 profit, up to 2-to-1. So when this move happened, when this move dropped down, I'll exit over here for a 2-to-1 profit. Certainly still see this has potential. Don't get me wrong. This can just continue correct, but eventually break out and continue upwards. Then I would still be interesting, right? My ultimate goal, my ultimate bias on sugar is still upside. We have been moving up or trending upside, but I just didn't want to hold through a deeper pullback, which may or may not happen, right? And I didn't want to give back the profit. So you have to manage it accordingly. You should have a plan when it comes to something like this, so that you don't decide based on emotion. So I stick to my short-term management kind of approach on these pairs recently, and I'm fine with the result. Obviously, I can adjust those in moving forward, or I can remain the same as how the market develops. Okay, so that is my position on sugar. I've been holding it for about a month, but finally exit for about 2-to-1 in profit. Last position, Bitcoin. So still holding Bitcoin. We know Bitcoin has been my long-term hold position that I'm planning to do. Not much to update except the fact that we did have this bullish push to the upside. Okay, someone sent me a picture of Elon Musk tweeting about Bitcoin. That may or may not be the issue, but really, technically, what we're seeing here is still that massive bullish push to the upside, and looks like we're completing this kind of a flag channel structure, right? This is clearly a continuation correction that it's in the making. We have strong bullish to the upside, and then price is likely to be correcting in this sense. And we did have a breakout, right? Even though it kind of pulled back pretty harshly, but still expecting something to form here, which is ideal, right? Something to form here and then continue to push the price. So again, my approach is the same, holding the position. I'm looking at this as a long-term approach with the reason shenanigan with the stock market, with GameStop, with AMC, all that stuff. It's time for people to realize that centralized things are not the future, right? We need decentralized markets, so it's fair. It's fair for everyone. Okay, and I'm not here to speculate on all that, but my point here is we need a decentralized market, so it's so everybody has a piece of the share. That's all my feedback on it. All right, so that is it, guys. That's all the 4 positions that I am in or got out for this week. So I'm just holding Bitcoin now. All other 3 positions have been exited and for profit. Okay, so feel free to ask me any questions or comments below, and hope to chat with you guys next time. I will do a weekly outlook stream on Monday morning GMT time, so feel free to tune into that one. All right, thank you very much, guys.